Hello and welcome to the Facing Your Fears, Turning Fear into Courage. We are working off of the last podcast about hope, and we're moving on to determination and belief. And so, when you have a belief in yourself, it is so much easier to make a decision and to follow through to the finish of that decision. And that's what determination is. We need determination and belief right now, along with hope, along with love, along with compassion, a lot of things that we need. But let's look at determination and see. I work with so many people that have a hard time making decisions and they don't know if something's good or bad for them. And I'm wondering how we as a species have learned to not pay attention to what our body, our heart, and our soul is telling us. We are getting, and I've said this before, we're getting feedback all the time of what's right and wrong for us. And we cannot determine that for other people. We can hope that they'll see what is beneficial to themselves and to the world. But when we look inside about what's right for us, it's easy to make decisions. Many of us have been programmed to keep people happy, to avoid conflict, or to use anger to kind of steamroll others. If we could get rid of that programming, that we would put ourselves in a position that we could hear our thoughts, we could hear our feelings, we could hear our hearts, we could hear our souls, we'd be able to then determine what might be the right pathway to take right here, right now. If you're trying to keep people happy, it's going to hurt you. It's okay to take others into consideration, but you can't make it a priority to always make people happy. And when you're doing that, you're usually avoiding conflict, and conflict is a part of the human existence. It doesn't have to be war, it doesn't have to be painful. It's just trying to understand another person's point of view and maybe compromise at times. But how do you get that if you've been trained all your life to take the temperature of other people, to hear what they need or want, to give up your power to somebody else? This is a time to take your own power back and to decide, heart and soul, what will not only help you, help the people you love, help our world, help our country. Um, and the only way we can do that is listening to our hearts and souls. And it takes some practice, some realigning to get to that heart, soul, stomach. You can feel things that don't feel right. You can see it when you read the news. This doesn't feel right. It isn't okay, whatever position you're taking. And then we have to say, is there something that I'm doing that's contributing to it? Do I judge people? Do I hurt others? Do I do things out of unawareness? And that's a way to then decide, I'm going to try to be more aware. I'm going to be trying to make better decisions. And I'm going to believe in the positive and in the good of not only myself, but others around me. And I think I've talked about this before. When I drive to my daughter's, she's in Alpine, so it can be a 3 hour drive. I'm always sending out gratitude to the other drivers, like, thank you for staying in your lane. Thank you for not tailgating or cutting me off or whatever, because it seems crazy to be going down the freeway 75, 80 miles an hour and we're doing okay, and I'm so glad we can do that. But we do have to have a belief that we're capable of keeping our car in the right lane and that the others are capable of keeping their cars in the right lane and that we can make it to our destination. And it's the pathway and the experience of life that we want to look at. We want to look at each moment. Are we taking in all that we can take in to be aware and to be present and to be the best version of ourselves possible? So, belief. I believe in using affirmations to increase the sense of good, positivity, belief in yourself, to offset any of the negative things that we've been taught through our childhood, through society, through the news, or whatever it might be. Affirmations. I believe in looking at your head and listening to the thoughts you're saying in your mind and changing those to positive thoughts. We've talked a lot about that. and the belief that there's something more than just this. I feel so strongly about the spiritual part of life that is probably more grounding than even the earth. And that spiritual side that says there is more than this, and it is a privilege to be here on the planet, and let's use it as a privilege. We're just here as visitors for a short period of time, and we want to make the most positive imprint during that time that we can. And then, after we've made our decision of what we're going to do, to use our strength, to use our determination, to use our belief in ourselves to create a better pathway, a better world, better relationships, better health, better financial systems, if you want, better educational systems and health systems. We have a lot to work on right now. So let's look at yourself. What do you believe about yourself? What do you believe in your heart and soul? Who are you as a person? And can you look at yourself and say, this is what I believe. This is why I'm here. This is where I find meaning. We know when we feel connected to others. We know when we feel alive and that we're really living our life. I don't think video games or some of the addictions that we can all have make us feel very alive. They give us a break from the stress. And I understand why people are doing that. But keep trying to figure out what makes you feel very alive, what makes you laugh, what makes you feel like getting in the ocean and swimming or climbing a hill or swinging on a swing or whatever it might be that makes you feel like I really am alive. We want to live our life to the fullest. And we want to do it with all those things: hope that we talked about last week, determination to follow through on our decisions, belief in ourselves, belief in the good on this planet, belief in others, and love. Love can be the way that we heal so many of the things that have gone wrong for years and years within ourselves, around us, and on the planet. So, we're going to use these qualities to create a new and better version of ourselves, better relationships, and hopefully a better world. So, we're turning fear into courage, facing our fears, creating our dreams. I appreciate you being here today, and I will see you next time.